This is gonna be the only video you ever need for a sculpted core, that stonewall type of feel, you know what I'm saying? And it all comes down to the silent stabilizer. And because you don't know about the silent stabilizer, that's why you have the anterior pelvic tilt. That's why your abs look a little bit flat. They're a little bit lopsided. But when it's locked in, you're gonna have ab symmetry. That sharp V-cut look took me over 10 years to learn, and you're gonna learn in about 10 minutes. Congratulations, welcome to the show. First order of business, tucking the tank into the shorts. Why? Because we're classy and we're absolute gentlemen. It's exactly what we do. But I'm gonna tell you what the muscle is. It is called your QL. Oh, what does that stand for? Why don't you look it up? All I'll say is the word quad is in there. Do I think that's a coincidence? Absolutely not. But it's your QL. One of my favorite, if not my favorite, because it doesn't require much equipment. And you can see that? 5 pounds, real light. And the reason why I'm showing you, yeah, could I crank up the weight and show off a little bit? I could, but that's not what we're here to do. I really want to emphasize at this point is all we're going to do is you are simply going to remain straight, upright, just like you're almost going to get into a squat. And all you're going to do is simply side bend with a barbell. I prefer it way more than the dumbbell side bends. Dumbbell side bends, in my opinion, are just, they don't got enough juice for the squeeze. It's just, it ain't there. But all I'm focused on is the side bend, and you're going to feel it literally all across. You're gonna feel it in those fish gills right over here. And I am telling you right now, a lot of you guys with anterior pelvic tilt problems, or just in general, my abs look flat. My abs don't got that oomph. That's if obviously you're at a low enough body fat percentage. I already know there's gonna be some freaking keyboard warrior. Oh, bro, technically you have to lose. Thank you, bro, appreciate it. Why don't you take a lap, get the hell out of here. So notice how I'm trying to focus on this. It's not about the weight, but it's about how much mobility I'm able to instill, right? That's why I say get into a squat position kind of deal in the beginning and then side bend. And notice the pause, because the goal is range of motion. You want to get comfortable in that side bend. And I'm telling you right now, once you get done with that set, I could keep going for a while. I have to crank up. That's why I crank up the weight. But you'll notice that your abs have a lot more stonewall, and you can honestly feel it just because of the way everything sits. You can actually feel your ribcage sitting a little bit better. However, this is one thing I want you guys to do, is you're not going to stop right there. Yeah, you heard me. Because the way we're going to work this out is we're going to hit the obliques, the transverse abdominis, your QL, all of the accessory areas where instead of you focusing on just the six-pack abs, it's going to take care of everything else. With just these two movements, this next variation I'm going to show you is exactly how you dial it in. And this is what I do. I superset both of these. I start with this on the front end, and I'm about to show you what I do on the back end. All right, I have to go a little bit out of distance, okay? But we got the mic. The mic's coming in nice. I want to show you this, and I have to kind of go out in distance so you actually can take a look. And all you're going to do is take this dumbbell, and you're going to come up on like this, and you're going to hinge along this, and this is exactly what you can do. Take your hand, and you're going to slide it down your leg until it touches the ground. And you want to get obviously better and better and better in terms of how low you're able to go. And you should twist in. So you take it, hinge, touch the floor, and now I take and turn. And what you should notice is one side's going to feel a lot easier than the other. Whether that's due to mobility easier, strength easier. You might be stronger on one side, but lack mobility on that same side. And it could go vice versa. But this is why you want to go with what I call sky raises. I have no idea what the hell these are called. Someone's gonna be like, Turkish, get up. I think, maybe, I don't know. You know what's great about those two? Free trap activation, lower traps. Yeah, those things keeping your shoulders healthy. You came for, oh, I wanted a really nice core. Now I'm giving you injury resilience for the shoulder. Get the hell out of here. Show some enthusiasm. Turkish get-ups in Albania seems a bit disrespectful. But if they're Albanian get-ups, yeah, dude, I'd rip those. But we got some QL activation. Little transverse abdominis. It's like I notice that this side is a lot more butter. And so I know that this side needs a little bit of work. My pain comes from the left side. Last one. And usually I take everything to complete failure. The OGs know, but with these ones, don't be an idiot. Your goal is to find the friction and work into those friction points. The QL, no matter what, you just need touch points. Work on the mobility. Work on how much weight you're able to do, but don't be an idiot. This isn't about going to failure. These aren't shoulder presses. This isn't technical superset supremacy. It's Crusadia coded, but we want to use these. We want to train this way. And I'm telling you, by doing this, the amount of longevity you're going to have is everything. It ain't cool if you were jacked at 20-something years old or even 30-something. That's what you're going for with the QL. It's gonna help you out a ton. Let's wrap this up. Get that flannel on, got done, dangling the donut. Nighttime at the Acropolis, feeling absolutely phenomenal. Listen, Crusadia coded, if you know, you know, but real talk, man, I mean this when I say, if you get into phenomenal shape, you're ahead of 95% of the population. But what the hell are you doing with all that health you've stored up? That physique powered presence, you need to move it over into your real life. No matter what, I always say, fitness is the start. Most of you watching have probably heard it from multiple people. And you hear, yeah, you know something, you should get in shape. If you don't know what to do, just get into phenomenal shape. It makes everything so much easier, and I'll tell you exactly why. Energy is one of those things when it comes to business. It is an unfair advantage. If you have more energy than everybody else, you make better decisions because you ain't making decisions from weakness like, oh, if I do this, I take this risk, I don't know if I have the energy to get myself out. Most weak decisions are completely done because they're terrified of spending energy. That's already going to give you advantage. On top of that, when you're in phenomenal shape, let's just call it what it is. You guys already know I'm not all about the aesthetics, but we have aesthetics. It's a nice side effect when you know how to train properly. And so you can't negate any of these things. The advantage it gives you in business is truthfully second to none. But I see way too many jabronis get into phenomenal shape. And I shouldn't say too many, it's extremely rare. But I just see a lot of people that just really, oh, I go to the gym, and people look at it favorably and they're like, that's good enough. It's like, dude, don't settle. You got one shot at this life. Truthfully, you got one shot. We all go to the same place, whether you take the risk or not. You got nothing to lose. I don't think people actually understand that. You know, you really don't have much to lose. If that's you, I highly recommend you sign up to Crusadia waitlist. We only take spots like one time a month. We do it that way on purpose because the people we have in there are pretty stellar. 1.0 is completely wrapped up. We're on 2.0 officially, and it is absolutely dialed. I told you guys this from the beginning, even from the beginning of this year, I'm pretty sure, like in March, I think is when I started talking about it. I told you, watch what happens. And I feel bad for a lot of people. They're almost going to see it when it's too late kind of deal. It's like, dude, I knew about it at the start, but it wasn't the right time. And in my head, then you always get the message, bro, can I join? It's like, dog, like the rules are rules, dog. Crusadia coded. Like, I'm always going to give my best to the people that put their trust into me. But when everything's mapped out and everything's like, yeah, this is dialed, everyone's getting ridiculous results, everyone's lives are changing. It's like, yeah, sure, it's a lot easier of a decision to make. But it's always that special few in the beginning that they mean the world to me, man. Because at the end of the day, you just realize that you're around good people. You know what it's like, at least for me. Tough to find good people. And when you find them, you hold them close to your heart. Anyways, I appreciate watching this video. QL supremacy, core supremacy, flannel supremacy, but most importantly, Crusadia supremacy and Crusadia coded. Crusadia family, I love you guys for life, and I got your back. You know that. Anyways, I love you guys. Uncle Rommy out. Peace.